and welcome to the chroma side of YouTube. Please excuse my hands. I have been playing with alcohol inks and we all know how crazy messy those are. But anyway, I know I'm a little late on this, but this is actually the January subscription box from Nicholson's Peerless Watercolors. So I'm gonna go ahead and unbox this for you and we'll see what we can create from this. Let's see. I did cut the tape, but I didn't look inside just to make it easier for me to open. So right off the bat, I noticed that there's this beautiful print, this artist print here, and I absolutely love that. I'm gonna see if there's a way that I can keep this because, oh my goodness, I'd love to make it into a sticker and stick it in my art journal. I kind of hope there's a little bit of information. As always, there's a scan me here. And that just lets you know what is in the box, but I will do that later off camera. So from right off the bat, it looks like we have, this is the first thing that I touched, so of course this is the first thing that I'm going to pick up and look at. It looks like a calligraphy brush, but quite frankly, I'm super excited to see how this handles what I do with watercolors. I am very new to watercolors, and I am so excited to play around with them. And this right here, I'm super excited about. So I've been wanting to get a calligraphy brush, especially a big one, for a while. So yay, thank you, Nicholson's. Love it. Second thing that I see is the Sumi ink in black for drawing, painting, and calligraphy brushwork. So I actually own this already. I love it for my mixed media and actually my alcohol inks. I put it on top and make really creepy looking trees. So I'm really excited to get another tube of this. Super excited. They always have cute paper. Always, always. So now we're gonna get down to the nitty gritty. We have the paints, which is, you know, as always, what we're all, you know, excited about. And let's see what colors they've sent me. Of course, you can't tell from this side. Like I've explained, it's so pigmented, you have to look at the opposite side to see what colors you've gotten. And then also, this box, they have started a new thing. This is called the Creativity Jumpstarter Pack. So, and what they did was they added a prompt in there. So it says, in a pickle. Now, I don't know how I'm gonna do that, but we'll see. So in our color selection here, we've got Chrome Orange, Lake Spark Blue, Olive Green, love this color, Daffodil Yellow, and Amethyst. Wow. Wow, that is a plethora of colors here. So I will think about what I can do with these. We have our thank you note and a little bit of information on how you can use them. If you're curious, go and look at my live unboxing of the first kit and you will see what their suggestions are. Now, I love these little journals they send us. They are so good, so well thought out. I love the fact that they always use like different covers, different papers for the covers. And this one came from a vintage music book, which right up my alley. And then also here is the paper. It's always good quality thick paper. Love it, love it, love it. I actually have another one that I had gotten in a box somewhere around here. I actually kind of keep it close because I like to see. Bubble wrap. Okay. And then the last thing that kind of, well, not the last thing. Holy guac. Okay, here we go. Ooh, guys. Oh, man, I've been wanting to try some of this. So, you see me shaking because you can see the pigments in there. But this is called Nebula, and I say this because I don't think I've seen this on their website. I think this might be a new color, but I've been wanting to try their liquid watercolors for a hot minute. I'm so excited to have this. It looks, oh, look at that, guys. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay. All right. Shiny. Ooh. And then in the very, it looks like, yes, the very last thing is they actually sent me an entire pad of mineral paper, waterproof, tear-resistant, foldable. Used with watercolor, gouache, graphite, color pencils, charcoal, pastels, alcohol ink, inkjet, acrylics, pen and ink, markers. Alright, multimedia pad. You guys know I'm down for this. The paper is very, very smooth. It almost feels like Yupo, but I can't really tell you yay or nay on that one. But Yupo has a, my hands are dirty and I just got the paper dirty. Oh no. Okay, that'll be a swatch page. Anyway, and then of course the cute little paper that they always send, which I always save for focal points in my mixed media. So let's move this box out of the way, and you know what, let's go ahead and swatch the watercolors that they have provided on this paper and see how it goes. Move that out of the way, get myself ready, and I'll be right back. All right guys, so I'm gonna use this guy. I've got my two things of water here. Yes, I am still in frame. Move my waters there and that'll mark my frame. So this one will be dirty, this one will be clean. And as long as I stay here in the smiley face, I'll be fine. I'm gonna use this guy. Let me, obviously, this is the dish that they sent in the first one, and obviously I use it. I'm actually gonna wash it out real quick. Easy peasy. This is why I love ceramic mixing dishes. I don't know if I'm gonna, how much of this I'm gonna actually use, but there we go. Now let's go ahead. It says, this pad says we can use this paper with watercolor, so let's go ahead and see how much of that is actually true. So let's activate our brush. So I saw someone say it's bad form to, you know how a lot of people will take the glue and crack it. They told me, or they told me, YouTube told me that it was bad form to do that, to activate the brush in water, swirl it around, and that will remove the glue from the bristles without actually harming your brush or changing the actual shape of the brush. So you're supposed to like swirl it around in your water, swirl it around in your clean water. I'm going to go ahead and grab a washcloth and a couple of clean paper towels here. So now that the brush is activated, ooh, where did that come from? Oh well. Wipe it down, keep it going. All right. So now let's see how well this brush works and how well these watercolors work on this paper. This brush is very flexible. It holds a lot of water, I see. So I'm trying to remove some of the water without completely. So this one's chrome orange. Oh wow, you guys. Okay, here we go. Nice. Okay. So it is very smooth and it does hold a lot of like it holds pools, but I mean we expected that because it's a smooth watercolor paper, like super smooth. So I clean my brush. Let's move on to the next one. And I'm gonna try and set these off in order that the swatches are in, because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back and label these swatches in just a minute to see how well my Micron ink will react on this paper. This is Lake Spar Blue. Very pretty blue. This is a good mop brush. I mean, if you're going to do a lot of flat washes. Okay, Lake Spar blue. Olive green. This is one of my favorite colors that Nicholson puts out because it is just so crisp, so bright, so beautiful. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. I use it quite frequently. Okay, this one is Daffodil Yellow. Look how beautiful and brilliant that color is. Set this off to the side. And Amethyst. I'm glad they included this one into the mix. Okay. 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 Alright, so now that I've done that, I actually do want to see if I can do a little bit of mixing on this paper, or not mixing, but blending and or effects. So what color do I want to play with? I'm going to go with the green because that's one of my favorites. So I'm going to go ahead and put this down. Alright. And then, for giggles, what color do I think? I really want this, like, I guess Daffodil Yellow. Let's see how Daffodil Yellow works. Oh, look at that. Look at the effects, you guys. All I did was put it like right up on top. Let's see what happens if I drag this yellow in. It's almost like it has a little bit of a, it's almost like it has a little bit of a what do you call it? Alcohol ink effect going on there where the colors don't really mix. They just kind of push each other, which I like it. Now, this is where this little guy is going to come in. I'm going to make sure he's nice and clean and not contaminated. So I'm going to just dip my rag in my bowl here and wipe him out. Now, let me see if this is in frame. Yes. Okay. I'm going to shake this really well because you can see all the pigment is, all the mica is down on the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and shake this up. Just to... I know there's a glass dropper on the inside, but if there were a way for them to add a ball, that would be perfect. Alright, so I'm going to do this at max capacity, like max coloration. I'm going to put some out in this dish, and I'm going to put it down right here, and then I'm going to water it down and see what it looks like then. And I also have a scrap piece of watercolor paper. I think it's Fabriano. I have it right here next to me, so I'm also going to do the swatches, or this swatch on that paper. Load my brush. I have a feeling that this color is going to be one of those colors that shines the most when it's dry. I can see the pigment in it. I can definitely see the pigment in it doing its thing. And then over here, I'm gonna put it down, watered down. I love the watered down color, you guys. That is pretty. A good gray, a very good gray. Nice and soft. So I have a watercolor ground video I'm about to film If you've never heard of watercolor ground, it's something that you can actually paint on surfaces that are not necessarily meant for watercolor, but but you can paint the watercolor ground on it, and it what do you call it? It turns into a watercolor paper. It's almost like a cold press. And I'm like super anxious to use this black color as the dress on the figure that I drew. Oh, I'm so excited about that. Anyway, we're gonna let these dry. I'll be right back and we will see how this paper is. You know what? While we're letting that dry, let me find my little scrap sheet of paper, which I had around here just a minute ago. I had it. I know I did. I found it. Let's see, just for giggles. I'm almost afraid to move this because the water is taking a lot longer than normal to dry. Well, let's give it a go. And actually, let's do this. Let's see how this reacts when I move it. All right, now lay over here. Gotta lay it flat. Come on now. There we go. Okay. Now, this is my scratch sheet of paper. Let's see what this black watercolor. It's almost like ink. Giving it a good shake, shaking it before every time you use it, which is okay by me because the color is fabulous. It's almost like an oil slick. It's beautiful. I'm just going to go in straight. I'm not going to wet my brush, and I'm just going to run it this way. My brush is holding a lot of water from before, so water it down. Guys, that is so beautiful. It's a little bit staining, but that's okay. We can work with that. We can work with it. Let's see if I do this. I'm getting a few hairs, but that's okay. I watched a video where someone said just let it dry and then pick it out later. Don't touch your artwork. And so good habits always happen even when you're practicing. So we will leave it in there. All right, so I'm gonna let both of these dry. Oh, the shine in that black is so cool. It's not as thick. Well, you know what? Let's see if I can do this. Let's see if I can pick up more. So, see, on the mixed multimedia paper, it was a lot darker. But that's okay, because this is a beautiful color. Alright. Let's let all this dry. We'll be back to show you what it is, and maybe I'll crack open that journal they sent us and do a quick little like abstract watercolor painting, because I'm excited to play around with these brushes, this brush, and these colors, and see what I can come up with. So I'll be right back. I'm gonna go change my water, and bada bing, bada boom. Okay guys, I've decided, because I compared this paper to Yupo, one of my favorite things to work on right now for alcohol inks is the Reese medium weight. It's comparable to Yupo. It even says it on the package. You see that? Well, let's do this. Maybe hold it that way. Comparable to Yupo. So because I compared this paper to Yupo, I'm curious to see if if it is, in fact, comparable to Yupo. I'm going to sacrifice a piece of paper. It feels very similar to what's in this pad. So we will see. Let's do the Amethyst. The Amethyst looks beautiful on this paper, so let's just see. Okay, so no. It is not comparable to Yupo. I was wrong. See how the color just pulls right in the middle of the page, and this one actually held it out. So that is very interesting. Very, very interesting. I don't know what makes that paper special, but doggone, I like it. I'm liking it a lot. So I'm just gonna let this big gigantic swatch that I'm keep playing with, because their colors are so fabulous. I keep moving it around trying to get it to stay stationary, but I'm gonna let it dry and we will compare when I'm back. All right, guys, so we're back, and some of these swatches, I'm telling you, these are taking forever to dry. So let's talk about the first ones. As you can see, there are still some pools in here where they're still wet, but check out how they dried. So this is what I was talking about, the pooling, the puddling. You can get some really cool effects with that, and there's a time and a place. But if you were to try and paint a legit, like, traditional watercolor painting, I would not recommend using this paper. This is more like a mixed media, let's see what kind of crazy effects we can get with our supplies type of paper. Now, let's talk about this black. Look how gorgeous this nebula color is. And look, this is the light shining, or the lighter wash. Can you see the, let's see. Let's see if I can get this, my ring light to show. Can you see the shimmer in that? It is still there. I promise it's there. Oh, you can see it more down here, I guess. Now we have the watercolor, and oh my gosh, look at that sparkle in there. It's very subtle. Oh, but it is even in the lighter wash. I don't know how, it's very, very, very subtle. It's like a shimmer almost. Love, 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 love this color. Now, last but not least, I know you guys are all curious, just as I was curious. You see how that purple dried on this paper? This purple never even dried. And it literally just runs everywhere. Which, alright, if that's what you want, you know, but you saw how big that swatch was, and it all pooled in the middle, and it never dried. So, Yupo, So if you're wondering what that triangle is, my swatch sheets kind of had a collision, and this never dried. So, be aware that if you want something like this, you have to buy that other paper. If not, stick to the alcohol inks on the Yupo. You will waste your paper if you try to do watercolor on Yupo. So let's get into the painting that I'm going to do, and I'm actually going to use the December Watercolor Box, and I'm going to save this one for when I'm ready to start a new one. So I'm going to use that one. It's all the same, and we will... for my my transparent watercolors, and you guys have seen this. I've showed it to you before, and I told you I had put extra pages in here for if I needed to add any more colors and or just to paint on while I'm traveling. So I did Autumn Chew did a tutorial on this mushroom. So I took that tutorial and I applied it with all the different colors, and I actually used only Nicholson's, and these were what I got, and I'm loving it. Thank you, Autumn Chew, for that. But then I decided to play around. Now these are actually Arteza watercolors, and I absolutely love the way these came out. So I'm just kind of playing around with the Nicholson's to see if I can come up with an effect like this. Now I did scrape into the paper a little bit, and I'm wondering if I want to do that again. Not sure, we'll see. And then of course it goes into my watercolors. I don't know if I have anything painted in the back of this. Nope, not yet. I mean, I have that, but I abandoned it. Anyway, you guys, let's let that dry and we'll finish up this piece, and I'll give you my final thoughts. Gonna look like when it's done. It's oriented up and down. I actually really like it. Lift it up and show you all. See if you guys can see all that beautiful shimmer that we added. I'm a fan. I'm a huge fan. So that is actually the first page of this book. And then I had done another Autumn Chew. Well, I watched her do a tutorial on how to layer the different paints, and I did it a couple times, and I did it in different ways, and I'm trying not to copy her, you know, like copy her work, but at the same time practice the technique, because again, I am new to watercolor, and this is kind of the stuff that I normally do, but I really want to get into stuff like this, and I like to draw and paint figures. Anyway, so let's let this dry, and I'll be right back to tell you my final thoughts. Okay guys, so my final thoughts. What do I feel about this box? I gotta tell you, I feel like it's well worth the money. I believe it's $39.99, maybe $40 a month. You get quality paper to work on. You get colors that are really vibrant, fun to work with. They move beautifully on the paper. They're a dye-based ink, so they are quite staining, but at the same time, sometimes you want that. They're quality. I can't tell you how much. I love the quality of these paints. And then also, they typically, like in my experience the last couple of times, they've sent me a paintbrush to work with. So I gotta tell you, I'm really excited and happy with this box. They've also sent me a different type of paper to play with. So, I mean, just look at these colors. I think it's a really brilliant box. If you're aspiring to be a watercolor artist and or already are a watercolor artist, I think that this box is well worth the time, the money, and I think that you should give it a go. I guess. If you like this channel, please hit the like button, subscribe, and tell your friends about me, please. I do want to tell you that my studio is up and running, and I have already taught a couple of classes, and I'm really happy with how it's turning out. I would love to teach even more classes, so if you're ever in Georgia, please look me up, Chroma Storm Arts in Rockmart, Georgia, and I'd love to teach you a class. I do art journaling classes and acrylic pouring classes, which, as you all know, I do. Acrylic pouring was my first and true love of art. So, yeah, please stop in and give me a shout. And then also, if you ever have any questions, concerns, or anything you want to shout out to me to try on this channel, please hit me up on Chroma Storm Arts on Facebook. And yeah, I'd love to hear from you guys. Please, even if you just share your artwork to me and say, hey, you inspired me to do this, or hey, I was inspired to do this today, I used this, this, and this, maybe you should check them out. I would love to hear from you all, so please hit me up if you would like. Anything else? I don't know. Shout out to Nicholson's Peerless Transparent Watercolors. I absolutely love their products. I play with them all the time, and I hope you guys were inspired to try something new today. All right, y'all. Bye-bye.